Good morning. Actually, good afternoon. It's 10 after 1, 23rd of December. So, taking you on another adventure today, but it's pretty much going to be a repeat of last time. So if you don't want to watch it, then don't. What I'm working on, so the paint that I bought the other day at the hobby store, last driving video I took you on, not quite right. What this, what do they call this? This is yellow-green, which I thought it was going to be the right shade, but it's not. So I have this HO scale diesel locomotive, unpainted. This is an Alco RS3 made by Atlas. It's an older one. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while. I want to paint it in this scheme, which is correct. So this is Spokane, Portland, and Seattle. This is an Alco C425 for you train nuts out there. So the top and bottom, although it looks black, it's actually a very, very dark green. And then the middle section is, they call it yellow, but that's more of a tan, orangish tan, if I care to guess. But that's too light, and I don't have anything from this manufacturer paint, these are water-based, to darken it up enough. So I'm going to go back to the store. I did find some spray paint that was kind of close to that color, so I took a couple of pictures of the locomotive I could use to match it up. And then I've got black-green, which it's a little too green, but I'll make it work. But I think what I'm going to do is also buy a can of this in the spray, which they had there as well. Make it a little bit easier. So, I'm going to shut you off here. We're going to reload up in the truck, and we're going to drive back into town to the hobby shop. Hopefully traffic and shopping isn't going to be too difficult. Then we're going to turn right around, and we're going to go all the way out to Snohomish, and I'm going to go find the co-op. Looked it up on the map. It's pretty easy to find. And we're going to go fill up that other tank on the truck, because if you remember from the last video, she wasn't running very good, especially at idle. There's, get you flipped around here, there's another SP&S locomotive. That's an Alco C36. C for century class, 6 for 6 axle, 36 for 3,600 horsepower. And the first one I showed you, the 425. Flip you back around here so I can see. Century class, 4 axle, 2,500 horsepower. So that's how Alco did their denominations. This is an Alco RS3, which is what, 1,500 horsepower? 1,600, something like that. But, I don't know if the light's any good, but I've got another Alco RS locomotive that I painted years ago, and shut that off, turn those off, see if we can get you a good shot. It's probably too dark up top there. Painted that one all greasy and grimy. That might be an RS1, not that it really matters, but yes, I am a train geek. I like the trains. These are all my HO scale, nicer pieces. Another RS up there. I just painted over the road number, or the road name. I don't remember what that was. Got a nice little 460 and then a 280, and got a, let's say, a Climax, a little caboose, and there's a Heisler, and there's a 2-truck Shay. That's a custom caboose that I bought off of eBay. It's all handmade. Kind of neat. Got it fairly cheap. There's my 3-truck Shay. Bachman. I know there's some glare. Got my big, whatever model that one is. Got a Rio Grande. Did this one up. Some light weathering. Rio Grande. A few years ago just to get it going. Nice caboose. Got a little San Francisco trolley there. Got a rotary plow. Got, I don't remember what version that is, but just a high hood EMD unit and smaller one. And we've got some Union Pacific. And there's my big Northern 844. That's the one that's actually operational. Rolling around with the big boy this year. Little switching locomotive. Got a SD40-2, and then we got a couple of fuel tenders and a turbine. Got stuff down below here I'm hitting. So yeah, it's my HO scale collection. But anyway, let's get you back in the truck. Let's go run into town. And yeah, got a cat outside, but she'll be okay for a little bit. And then go, yeah, hobby store and fuel. Here we go. Alrighty, in the truck. Oop, almost. Starts pretty good on good gas. It is 1 degree warmer today than when we took off and drove around last week, or last video. It was on Saturday. Give it a second here to circulate some fluids. Every time I steering wheel cover here, it's coming loose. It's smart to trim the excess off this cord, but yeah, somebody commented on the last video about the neighbors living next door there. They've been there about a year. I think they had those same lights up last year. Never met them. Keep to themselves. They just show up outside, jump in their car, and take off. They're always coming and going. There's, I believe, a husband and wife, and then they've got a third person living with them. Had a younger dude living there in the beginning, but haven't seen him for a while. Older guy living there now. The husband's got a motorcycle. He pulls it out and polishes on it and then puts it away. I've only seen him ride it a couple of times, but I think he does something in the construction industry. He's got a Jeep Grand Cherokee that he tows a couple different trailers with. Alrighty, sidling down enough, park and brake off, put the Turbo 400 into D. Take our vintage Chevrolet into town, shall we? Brakes are a little wet from the drive last time, so they're going to squeal a few times. Until we get the rust off. Crack this back window open so y'all can hear. Oh yeah, I can feel rusty brakes. We'll get them polished back up. Had a bit of rain yesterday. Didn't get outside to do anything. Started editing some videos for y'all on the Jimmy. Brother viewer asked, why haven't I been driving it? What's wrong with it? It's the wipers. I keep stripping out the drive gear on the motor. It's one of them GMCs with all-wheel steering. So I've got a whole new, what do they call it the wiper transmission, the rods that go under the cowl. I think the sockets were just getting rusty and gummed up a bit. Okay, this guy's turning, that guy's coming, those guys are coming. Let's get out in front of everybody. Monday, gonna be a bit of traffic. Beamer. Yeah, let's go for it. You can make it. Bowling is open today. It's a regular work day. I chose to take a vacation day because it's going to be dead. Not a lot of people are going to be in there. It was dead Thursday and Friday of last week. But there's still going to be a lot of folks driving in, and this is about the time that they start. So this is actually almost my normal commuting time. Surprised to read this morning that Boeing CEO either resigned or was fired after the 737 fallout. I can't say that I didn't see it coming. I just figured he'd be at the helm for a little bit longer. He kept saying that he was going to see this through to the end. Speculation now is that the new guy, I can't remember his name, is a very money-driven individual, supposedly. I haven't done any research on him. He's part of GE, and GE was a very profit-based company. We'll have to see how that works out, because that's kind of what got us in the pickle that we're in now. Especially when you look at the performance of the stocks the last few years, they've been just going up like crazy. I hired in 07, stock was right about 100, 110 a share. Then it dropped down to $27 a share. Oh, truck, little Nissan. And then it's steadily been rising, and we're, what were we, over 400 a share last year? We're still sitting at 320 or something like that. For the shareholders, and the shareholders are what drive the company performance. Somebody lost some plywood. Standard Monday commute right now, so hopefully heading back. We're going to take the back roads to Snohomish, which hopefully will be before the big Boeing rush to get out of work. there's some warmth. Definitely running a whole lot better with good gas in the tank. It's actually idling pretty smooth right now too. There's a little bit of freeway running. She may just like regular fuel that much better than ethanol to begin with. Bad or good. We're not going to hit the same station as last time. I want to go find the co-op in Stonewish. Stick our nose out here, clear left, looks like we're clear right. Squirt across the road. One nice benefit in driving this thing over the cruise is I can see up and over cars. As much as I like the cruise, I prefer driving my trucks. Office right there. Homeless guy living on the side of the road. I want to get into PUD and set up my utilities for averaging out over the year instead of paying high in this winter and low in the summer. Watch this police officer here. Watching the cross traffic. Hopefully he's pushed the button to go. The choke is still active though. That's probably partly why she's running so smooth right now, a little bit more RPM. Temperature is down a little bit. Big radiator, cold temperatures. This thing would probably benefit from a, what do they call those, the radiator vents or vanes or blocks or whatever, chunk of cardboard. Idle down a little bit. So if I don't, it's going to diesel on me. Temperature sitting about halfway to 210. So about 140 or so. Doesn't want to idle down. Let's see what happens here. Diesel. Come on, shut off. I don't like that. Timing gear is wearing out on this old truck. Can't set the timing properly anymore. I need to get that fixed. There it is. Too much fuel running into it, doesn't want to shut off. Alrighty, back in a bit. Okay, we're back. Alright, in addition to the diesel, let's see how hard this thing is to start right now. A little bit of cranking. Alright, that was $147. Bought several different colors of paint. Maybe even do another model car project. Let's go fill up the right-hand tank, shall we? This yellow line across the road right here. They did that because it makes it look like a speed bump. It's not a speed bump, it's just paint. Yeah, one really nice benefit about not having rain is my windows aren't fogging up when I stop the truck. Square body rollback truck there, GMC. At the body shop. Idle's nice and low. Choke hasn't kicked back on. She's running pretty good right now with this fuel. Just need to get the timing figured out. Doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but she's getting a little wore out. Let's see, I want to take this lane because I'm not going to take Highway 2. Don't need to go to Harbor Freight for anything. Pull our lights on for safety. It is a little gloomy. Green means go. Truck here. Okay, just shoot out in the middle there, that's fine. That's what I figured, right lane closed. Building this, whatever it is here on the right. I didn't see the big giant tower crane, so I was hoping this lane would be open, but I was wrong. Otherwise, I would have stayed in the left lane until we got past the construction site. Remember if I mentioned it in the last video, that Olds 455 that I sold to my buddy at work, it is rebuilt, repainted, basically ready to go. He's got to find, I think he's got to find an oil pan and the valve covers. That's the last I talked to him about it, 2-3 weeks ago. We're going for it. They did not have to bore it. They just honed the cylinders. They were that good. No ridges, no nothing. So I was told that was a low mileage motor, and it kind of played out to be that. And he put a moderate cam in it. I don't remember what it was. He sent me a picture of the cam specs. Yeah, that white car's just being a jerk. Had a few things to take care of in his shop, a couple other projects that were taking up a lot of space that he wanted to get knocked out before he pulled his 70 Cutlass in and did the motor swap. So I told him I'm a little bit jealous. Yeah, he was looking to find the set of valve covers that he liked. And they had to be high-rise. Stock size wouldn't fit with the lifters he put in it. But rebuilt the heads, did all the basic machine work, decking the block, and everything came out really good, he says. And I was a little bummed getting rid of the 455 at first, but potentially I'll be buying his 350 Rocket to replace the anemic 350 that I have. Told him him I'm definitely interested, so he's thinking about it. He hasn't really decided yet. Although, like he says, what's he going to do with the motor when he pulls it? And if he doesn't sell it to me, that's fine too. I have a 350 old, so I can put it in my car until I find something else. And I still have that Pontiac 455 sitting in the shed. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm sure it can be punched out and sleeved and crank. I don't know if it's salvageable. It's been sitting for a while, but it's up on its end like you're supposed to. Thought that Oldsmotor was going to be bad, especially the surface of the heads, how rusty they were, but it's all surface rust. Green light, got a gap, scoot on through. This will take us into Snohomish. The schools are going today. I think they're all on winter break. 7's all shut down. I-5 northbound looks like it's slowing down already. Which is common this time of day. There we go. Yellow on the cross street. And they're gonna go. Nice little Dodge. Red and silver. Dieseling problem. It goes away in the summertime because you don't use the choke in the summer. And the motor stays at a more constant temperature. It's just when it's cold like this, it cycles between really cold and not so cold. Should probably change out the thermostat. I think I've got 180 degree in this thing. I did a thermostat when I did the intake and headers and all that good stuff a couple years ago. Snohomish River's running pretty high, it looks like. Launch ourselves over the train tracks. They're not too rough, but bit of a transition. I do like this road. It's a good drive. It's not in the road. about how you can do videos on the phone and edit them right there on YouTube. Finally started a video, maybe he'll do some more. This place on the right, the house that's all built up on stilts, I delivered a hot tub to them years ago. Looks like it's still in that. There's two houses that are built up. Talking to the guy, they bought the property. It was the old house, but it had been flooded. But he couldn't tear it down. The county says, no, you have to keep that house. But you can build a new house on the property in addition to the old house. But for insurance reasons, they had to put them way up on stilts like that. But I just noticed that the old house has got windows in the concrete lift structure, so it wasn't like that a couple years ago. So maybe they're renovating it as well. Yeah, he built the first house, had a nice sunroom. We put the hot tub up there. Luckily my forklift lifted high enough to get it in there. everybody, sup, barn doors. There's motorhome. Couple old Fords, an old Dodge. Beat up Ranger. Jeep truck with the old chrome roll bar and the chrome mags. You see so much more taking the back roads. Okay, we're going to stay in the right-hand lane. This guy is still trying to decide. We're going to go up to the second light and take a right. I could get there making the right now, but I don't know what street I'd want to turn on. Maybe we'll take that road on the way back and look at downtown Snohomish. See how they're decorated up for Christmas. Choke's active again on the truck. You can tell by the high idle of the light. I think it's Lincoln. It's down a little ways here yet. Firehouse. Union Avenue. I wonder if it's up at the light here. You can do it. Wash your van. Maple? That doesn't sound right. Doesn't look right either. Looks like Lincoln up ahead there. That looks more like it. And there's the co-op sign. Got for pumps and how to pay and yada yada yada. We want the right hand fuel tank. Regular unleaded. Cough, cough, sputter, sputter. All right, we'll be back in a few. Alrighty, $51 at $3.99 a gallon. Now we are loaded with good ethanol free. Sneak out this way. through here. Now let's see if we can go find Old Town Snohomish. That took not quite 13 gallons. Big semi parked right on this corner there. Can't see around them very well. So I could have turned there. Try this one. Some flooding down there. Edge of that road straight ahead that we're going to tee into is the one that I really want. First Street, most likely. I'll have to remember the co-op. We used to have ethanol free in Lake Stevens down there at, what do they call it? Something Corner. Tom Thumb, I guess. But yeah, they switched over to ethanol gas. 20 through here. We're already doing 20, so we'll creep down to 15. For all the holiday shoppers. It doesn't look overly Christmassy down here. Wreaths and lights on the street lamps there. Still got leaves on their trees. I guess some of the storefronts are lit up. Watch the crosswalks here for people scooting across. This one. Alrighty. Go home, get this video put together for you. Probably edit some more Jimmy footage. Got one done, one in the works. I haven't scheduled them yet, they're not up on YouTube. My goal is to get all the Jimmy videos edited by the end of this holiday break. Takes a bit of time. Make up your mind there. Now we'll get in the left-hand lane because we don't need the right-hand lane. Uh-oh, somebody's little Toyota broke down. Backing her into the automotive shop. Merry Christmas, here's a big bill for a blown fuse. Feels like the choke's off right now. let's start heading her back. Homes on this street are the originals to Snohomish, like this brown one here on the left. That was owned by the Iversons. They, excuse me, but these big time logging family in the area. Don't know if they're still family owned or what, but just enough rain to make it miserable for you guys to look through. Enough for me with that wiper on the right hand side chattering. Round headlight, 2-wheel drive, 3/4 ton. Wouldn't mind doing a 2-wheel drive version of one of these trucks. Stick with a 1/2 ton, regular cab, long bed, with a 350, of course. Nice to find one with a manual transmission. Go for a little bit older one from the 70s. Oh, let's go around the roundabout. What's this? Let's go on the left. Jump on 2 and go up to 204 rather than deal with 9. Just not a big fan of driving on Highway 9. Well, it's moving. Usually on the weekends it backs up so much heading towards my house. Don't need Home Depot for anything. Don't need Fred Meyer for anything. I can stop and get an Arby's for lunch, but I've got a salad at home waiting on me. It's a whole lot better than eating an Arby's. lane because the right lane's going to head the mile up here, half mile, Ford dealership. A lot of traffic backing up there though. Although it's just traffic at the light. I say a lot, it's not that bad. It's a dozen cars, 2 dozen cars. Let's see how many of these people pulling up on the right lane are going to try to just get in front of me. Look at all the fancy Ford Raptors at the dealership. They're overpowered V6 engines with V8 sounds coming through the speakers inside. John Deere dealership. Junkyard of machinery and equipment. Northwest Sand and Gravel. Might be hitting them up for some rock. Finish that backyard project I started a year and a half ago now. Come on, little focus. Get on the go pedal. Putzing getting on the freeway, so I can't goose it going down the hill here. Looks like we're talking on our phone too. Oh no, we're vaping. Blow some of the crud out of this little carburetor. And ease on up to the side. A little bit of heat under the hood. I can feel it coming through the floor vent right now. But the choke is still on. whistle in my nose when I exhale. I hate that. Getting a new shipment of junkers. Volkswagen and an old Dakota. Probably hit the junkyard this holiday break. See what the weather's like in the next few days. Got a doctor's appointment on Friday. All the walking I do, I've been having some pretty wicked foot pain, and it seems to come and go, but it's back with a vengeance here lately. Streets on the yellow, we should have the green now. Bit of a stumble there. An old fifth wheel parked here. I don't know if it was abandoned or if there's a guy that runs this flatbed. He's always bringing junk cars home. I think he fixes them and sells them. The city tagged it. Of course, the tag got pulled off a few days later. It disappeared. That was kind of a fun run. Get the old truck out again. Really, I like I mentioned earlier, the only thing that's keeping me from driving the Jimmy is the wipers. I think things just bind up a little too much rust and corrosion in the sockets where everything rotates. I've got the new parts, just need to put them on. Shouldn't be too difficult. In fact, speaking of the devil, there's the Jimmy with Cletus and the Cruise right there. Clear left, clear right. So let's get this thing parked. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. Not that this wasn't a joy hanging out with you all. Need to weed underneath the truck here. Straighten her up. See what we're doing angle-wise. Oh, we're way off. Good enough. Off the choke right now so we can shut her down. Lights off. No dieseling. No backfiring. Grab my spray paints. Yeah, in the next couple days we'll do another video. I want to get that fan motor installed. Got one for both trucks. Get that squared away. The switch on this thing, I think I've got a wire that fell off again, so I need to check that. Got a new fan switch for the Jimmy I need to install. I broke the little knob off the other one, so. And yeah, this will be my last video, I think, before Christmas, so have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. If not, have a happy holiday season anyway. We'll get y'all something here in the next few days. Talk to y'all later. Y'all be good. Bye-bye.